Hi there and welcome to this 158th Tech Q&A session where I'll be answering some of your tech related questions. And this Tech Q&A is brought to you by Lenovo ZUK. So let's start taking up the questions, and I have selected 20 odd questions, and you can submit your questions via Twitter using the hashtag that is known as Ask Geekyranjit. Generally best to post the questions Tuesday early morning or late in the late Monday evening. So let's start. First question that I got is from being Shiva. He asks, is the heating issue on the Moto G4 Plus solved or not? Please tell me, is it the best buy or not? Being Shiva, if you are expecting that the heating issues with the Moto G4 Plus when you do extended gaming or use the camera for extended periods of time will be solved, I don't think so that's going to be solved. That's the inherent problem with the Snapdragon 617 chipset. With the, when you push it hard, like doing heavy gaming and stuff, it will heat up. And many of you others also have asked a similar question. Will it be solved after Android N, that is the no good update? I frankly feel it won't be solved. Next question is from Puneet. He's asking, should I install the Merlin firmware over the default firmware on the Asus 87U? He's talking about a Wi-Fi router, and he asks, can I restore the default firmware back if I'm not satisfied with Merlin? Puneet, you can certainly do that. I also own the Asus 87U, and I had actually installed the Merlin firmware. This is a third-party firmware that you can install on Asus routers, and I installed it and I used it for a couple of months, but now I've reverted back to the original Asus router. So you can safely flash the Merlin firmware, and when you want to come back to the default Asus stock firmware, you can definitely do that. Next question is from Nivil Gandhi. He is asking, what's your take on the user experience and battery performance between the Redmi 3S and the Lenovo K6 Power? Again, I have got similar questions regarding the Redmi 3S and the K6 Power, so I'll also include that in this one. And I would say in terms of day-to-day performance, both of them perform very similarly to each other, because both of them are running on the Snapdragon 430 SoC, and I didn't notice lag even on the Redmi 3S, and I also didn't notice any lag with this K6 Power, but I noticed that the K6 Power does three things better if we compare it with the Redmi 3S Prime. But again, do note the fact that the Redmi 3S Prime is sold in India for 9,000 rupees, whereas this Lenovo K6 Power is sold for 10,000 rupees. So what are you getting for that 1,000 rupees extra? First thing is regarding the screen quality. The screen quality is slightly better if we compare it with the Redmi 3S. Second thing that I've noticed immediately is in terms of sound output. The sound output is definitely way better on this Lenovo K6 Power because of that Dolby Atmos, and it's having a dual speaker, whereas the Redmi 3S just had a single speaker. And lastly, the camera is also slightly improved on this K6 Power compared to the Redmi 3S Prime. But in terms of general performance, day-to-day performance, both of them perform similarly. Also in terms of battery life, both of them give stellar battery life. I would say both of them give over 8 hours of screen on time and can easily last for about 1.5 days. So it comes down to preference, I would say. One thing that the Redmi 3S Prime has that this Lenovo K6 Power does not have is the IR blaster. The IR blaster is present on the Redmi 3S Prime, but that is not present on the Lenovo K6 Power. So again, it depends upon your preference. What do you want? Let's move to the next one. This is by Sandeep. He's asking, I'm planning to buy a portable Bluetooth speaker under rupees 3,000 and overall best what's order. Sandeep, I haven't reviewed a lot of Bluetooth speakers in that price range, but I can give you some suggestions from the models that I had reviewed. I would say you can get the Logitech X50 itself for around 1,500 rupees. That's very portable. That does a good job. I like that. That is the Bluetooth speaker that's always in my travel bag, and wherever I'm traveling, I carry that. There's another that is the Mi Bluetooth speaker. Earlier it was selling for 2,000 rupees, but now they have bumped up the price to 2,500. That is also a good choice. If you particularly require a lot of bass, I feel that the bass is very exaggerated, but again, many people like that. So, but in terms of clarity, still I prefer the Logitech X50. So these are the two ones that I have tested I can recommend. Any other choices you guys have, do let me know in the YouTube comments and help out Sandeep. Let's move to the next one. This is by Vishwas. He's asking, my priority is camera and battery. Should I go for the Moto G4 Plus? And I do casual gaming. Casual gaming is fine with the Moto G4 Plus, but with heavy gaming, it tends to heat up quite a bit, can heat up almost up to 46 degrees Celsius, which is painful. Battery life is just strictly above average in my opinion. You can get about 4.5 to 5 hours of screen on time with the Moto G4 Plus. But yes, in terms of camera performance, particularly the rear facing camera performance is the best still with the Moto G4 Plus in that price range. So again, depends. If you can compromise, if you don't do very heavy gaming, you can go with it because it has a great camera, if camera is your highest priority. Next question, this is from Santosh Gupta. He's asking, will you upgrade to the new MacBook Pro? Santosh, I wanted to upgrade, but I'm still undecided because the new MacBook Pro 15-inch, the base variant will be sold in India for 2,06,000, and that is literally stretching out my budget. So as of now, I'm undecided because even my current MacBook Pro 15-inch, the old model, is still working for me. So I don't know if I will upgrade it or not. If I can get a very good deal, I might, but at the current price, it looks a little bit difficult, I would say. Next question, this is by Pravesh. He's asking, which is the worst phone this year which has sold thousands of units just due to misleading marketing and reviews? Pravesh, if I have to pick one, then I would say that would be the Samsung Galaxy J2. It sold millions of units, and that was just due to the sheer marketing power of Samsung. There are tons of other phones that were much better at a lower price point, but just due to Samsung's marketing, the Galaxy J2 Prime sold a lot. Next question is from Biswajit. He's asking, after fingerprint scanners, 2K displays, fast charging, what will become the next hardware change that you expect? So you're talking about the future of smartphone, what innovation, cutting edge innovation we might see. Biswajit, I don't see this will happen in 2017, but eventually, I don't know, in 2018 or 2019 when it will happen, we will see foldable display phones. For example, I have seen the prototypes when I was in San Francisco. Motorola has the prototypes. They are made at foldable phones that can just wrap like this, and you open it up, it becomes bigger. So the technology is there, but as of now, Motorola said that the technology is way expensive. So eventually it will come. So that's the next wave, I would say, in smartphone evolution. And because of that, we can have some very new form factors. For example, if it's a foldable device, it can act like a smartphone in the folded mode. But when you open it, it can act like a mini tablet or something like that. But again, it's a couple of years from real production. This is by Vinod. He's asking, which router to purchase within the ₹2,000 budget for home usage with dual band and good range is my priority. Vinod, I haven't reviewed a lot of budget routers this year, but last year I had checked out the TP-Link Archer series. They have one budget router that's around the 2000 price Mac band, and that has dual band support. That was a decent one, so you can just check out that. Next question is from Mayur. He's asking, budget is around 30,000 rupees, confused between the Moto Z Play or the OnePlus 3T. Should I wait for other phones in 2017? Mayur, frankly speaking, I don't see many other phones in that price band to be launched as of now. So the OnePlus 3T is a good choice if you want a very powerful phone, I would say. The Moto Z Play is, yes, available at a lower cost of around 25,000. If the battery life is your highest priority, I would say the Moto Z Play will go slightly ahead. But again, if you want overall performance, then the OnePlus 3T might be a better bet because the camera is certainly better on the OnePlus compared to the Moto Z Play. I hope that helps. This is by GV Vinod Kumar. He's asking, is OnePlus 3T the best smartphone under ₹40,000? Vinod, certainly the OnePlus 3T is a very compelling device. I would say But one area I feel still where the Nexus 6P will go ahead, because now the Nexus 6P, last time I checked a couple of days ago, it was selling for about 36,000. So the Nexus 6P has better camera compared to the OnePlus 3 or the OnePlus 3T, specifically the rear facing camera. So again, decide if camera is your highest priority, then I would lean over the Nexus 6P. But again, if you can live with the average, above average camera performance that we have on the OnePlus 3, go with the OnePlus 3 or the OnePlus 3T. This is by Maroof. He's asking, innovation of the year in the mobile world. This answer will be very surprising to most of you. I would say the biggest innovation this year was the budget-oriented smartphones became really well done this year. And now these budget-oriented phones that we are getting, the Redmi 3S Prime, the Lenovo K6 Power and others, have become really powerful. And also the battery life has improved tremendously on this. And you are also getting the most essential features like fingerprint scanner, and even with the Redmi 3S like IR blaster. So I feel this was a fantastic year for budget-oriented smartphones. Let's move to the next one. This is by Ghosh. Which is the best, Moto X Play versus the Moto Z Play? Definitely the Moto Z Play is better than the Moto X Play. But again, the pricing of the Moto Z Play is significantly higher compared to the Moto X Play. But yeah, between the two, Moto Z Play will get my vote. Again, check my in-depth review for the pros and cons. This is by Harsh Sharma. He's asking, as 2016 is coming to end, will you make top 5 smartphones and top 5 budget smartphones video? Harsh, yes, I plan to do that. Hopefully I should be able to get that video out by end of December. This is by Panduraga. He's asking, don't you think Lenovo is ruining Motorola? Your thoughts? I mainly feel in software update it's gone down. Yes, Mr. Pandu, I have also mentioned about this, and in fact I had already made a dedicated video about this issue. What is Motorola doing wrong, I feel, is that they're launching too many devices now, and in terms of Android security updates, they are just ignoring the Motorola products. Earlier, the Motorola products used to regularly get this Android security updates, but now most of the Motorola devices are hardly getting that. Still, Motorola is going to provide Android updates quickly, but I feel they should also provide the Android security updates. So that's one big annoying thing that I have noticed with Motorola, and they should just cut down the amount of new Motorola devices they are bringing. Just launched 3 or 4 devices and provide proper updates. That would be the best thing for consumers, and I also feel for the Motorola brand. This is by Harshit. He's asking, which phone has the best battery backup between the price band of rupees 12,000 to 15,000? Harshit, in that price band, I would say the Redmi Note 3 and again the Xiaomi Mi Max would get my vote. Both of them had terrific battery life. Again, the Redmi Note 3, you can get the 3GB RAM variant for 12,000, and the Mi Max, I think so, was selling for 15,000. Both had terrific battery life. This is by Nihal. He's asking, how was your experience with the Samsung Gear Fit and Gear Icon X? Will you post its review? The Samsung Gear Fit is the fitness band by Samsung, and I really like this one. And I would say this is actually a review in it, and yes, I didn't post its review because Samsung was going to pick it up before I finished my review, hence I gave up on it, but they didn't pick it up till now. So I really like this Samsung Gear Fit 2, and if I have to personally purchase one of the fitness band as of now, I would go with this Gear Fit 2 because it was doing a lot of things automatically, because I use a treadmill and I don't even have to go in the modes and and tap the treadmill. After 2-3 minutes, it automatically detects that I'm running on a treadmill, and it automatically starts showing the heart rate and stuff, and it logs that. So I like it. Very simple it is, sleek, and it just works. So yeah, I really like this Samsung Gear Fit 2. Battery life is not as much as I would like. It lasts for about 3 odd days. Now moving to the Gear Icon X, these are wireless earbuds that just fits in your ear. They work via Bluetooth. That I would be hesitant to recommend, because for the simple fact is that the Gear Icon X battery life is simply not that great. It just lasts for about 1 hour with my typical usage. So simply not that practical for the price. And the Gear Icon X pricing is also very high, around 14,000 if I recall. So let's move to the next one. This is by Kitu. He's asking best earphones under rupees 1000. He says JBL T50 is now priced at 1799 on Amazon. Should I wait for the price drop? Kitu, it's Amazon. Generally Amazon pricing always fluctuates, so keep a tab on it for 10 odd days. Eventually one particular day it might just come down, but again, under 1000 rupees as of now, I would say, as you're telling, the JBL T150 are almost 1800 rupees. My pick again would go with the Audio Technica CLR 100. Again, check out my review for detailed pros and cons. Now next move to this next one. This is by Durg. He's asking, what's the difference between OIS and EIS? Which one is better? Okay, the Redmi 3S Prime or the K6 Power, I've already taken up that, so I'll ignore that. Okay, the difference between OIS and EIS. OIS stands for Optical Image Stabilization and EIS stands for Electronic Image Stabilization. So what does it mean? With OIS, it's specifically, you need hardware for that to work. The camera lens, what we have is mounted on a bracket which actually physically moves when you move to compensate your movement. So that's OIS. That's called optical image stabilization. So the entire assembly and the optics is moving when you are moving around, and that compensates for the shake. With electronic image stabilization, nothing is done via the hardware, but the stabilization is done via software. I would say the combination of OIS and EIS is the best option, but I would say EIS was not that great till now. But some of the phones, for example, the Google Pixel, though it does not have OIS, is doing a fabulous job with EIS. But again, it's rumored that Google worked on the EIS technology for the Pixel for almost 2 years to make it this good. So again, a combination of OIS or EIS is good, but now lately some of the new phones are doing EIS very well. For example, even the Sony Xperia XZ does not have OIS, it just has EIS, and that one also does very good. So I hope that answers your question. And this is the last question. This is by Aditya. He's asking, Sony makes camera lenses for other devices. Still Sony owned phones don't deliver the best camera performance. Aditya, the thing is that you have to understand the sensor gives raw data, and it's the post-processing, the software processing that really counts. And in that respect, Sony fails. That's the reason we see Samsung and even Google and others who use Sony sensors and get way more better results. And software processing is not easy. People think that it's just hardware, but software processing is very, very important. For example, again, as I've given the example earlier, with the Google Pixel, Google worked for almost 2 years to make that software processing perfect for the Pixel phones. So that's the reason. Though the Sony makes good hardware, the sensors are very nice, but it's the software post-processing which is lacking. And here Samsung and now Google with the Pixel are doing a fabulous job. So guys, those were the 20 odd questions for this Q&A. Again, remember that we do this Q&A every week, so post your questions again next week by Monday evening or Tuesday morning. Just use the hashtag that is known as AskGeekyranjit, and again we'll be doing this Q&A. So guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.